Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be update. So this is an update from the video newsletter I did. I think it was back in March of this year. So we're 3-4 months ago. And the title of that was, Am I Seeing Her Too Much? Am I Too Available? So this is an update. And so it appears that things have continued to unfold, and he's got a nice, good success story that is continuing to take shape. So he's now exclusive with this girl, and as he says, she's stuck to him like a sucker fish. She wants sex more than him, and things are tracking very close with the book. So it's a good success story. So you can see a guy. You can go back to the original email and see where he was back in, I guess it was March. He says March 28th, so that would be, I assume, March 28th of 2025. Because today is actually the 4th of July. So happy birthday to Team America, our democratic constitutional republic. We're not a democracy, by the way. People on the left always say, we're saving democracy. We're protecting our democracy. We're not a democracy. Democracy is mob rule. We're a democratic constitutional republic. We are a union of 50 individual sovereign countries. We're not a fucking democracy. So, anyways, back to our regularly scheduled email here. So, let's see what's been going on. He says, Hi, Coach. Just thought I would send an update to my story, which you covered in the video newsletter. Am I seeing her too much? Am I too available? Back on March 28th. Again, I assume it was 2025. So the girls, actually Erica, when she's doing this, will put the link to the original post so you guys can go check that out and see how he's progressed in 4 months, 5 months. At the time, you mentioned I was doing everything right and that she was either insecure, really into me, or a rebound, but that I should expect to see her pull back from the heavy pace that she was requesting to see me in our first week of dating. Fast forward 4 months from our first date and things are still going great. She never did pull back, but oftentimes that's usually what you see. So as a coach, I'm trying to prepare you. What happens if she goes this way? What happens if she goes that way? So when women do things that you don't expect, which is quite often, you have the best possible chance to react properly. She never did pull back, and I've continued to let her do about 95% of the contact initiation. Well, that is the sweet spot. I hear from her every day, multiple times a day. This is what women do when they're in love. And this is, the guys in the red pill community never get to experience what that's like with somebody they really deeply love. That's why they're so bitter. Why be bitter when you could be better? She wasn't really on the rebound when we met, which I know you said was a possibility. Yep. Because again, when you first meet somebody, you don't really know what's going on in their life. Who they were with, did they just come out of a relationship, were they seeing somebody else, are they on the rebound because something went sideways and they just jumped on a dating app right away. So you just gotta assume the potentials. But she had recently stopped dating someone just before we met, and she had been seeing him about a month, so kind of a little bit of a rebound. But they didn't have enough time in together to have much of a bond, and it sounds like he displayed a lot of unattractive behavior. So he turned her off and chased her into his arms. Things have progressed pretty much along your normal timeline. From her asking me to be her boyfriend about 5 weeks into dating, I never brought it up, of course, and then her saying, I love you for the first time almost 8 weeks into dating. I, of course, let her say it first. Good job. So this is like everything's textbook. So far, we've never had a disagreement or any drama. I know better than to fight anyway. Even when you win, you lose when it comes to women. Trying to win an argument, even if she acquiesces, you're still going to lose. And the only thing she ever does that could be a little irritating is to sometimes be a little impatient, which I usually deal with by saying something teasing and playful with a James Bond smirk, and then she relaxes and it blows over quickly. I'm 60 and she's 52, just to give you a complete picture. But I do martial arts, I moisturize, dress well, and most people think I'm in my 40s. Well, moisturization is important. I prefer the green juice and the oils that come from all the healthy nuts that I talk about in Mastering Yourself. If you're new here, you can read for free, understandingrelationships.com. Just subscribe to the email newsletter. The relationship really is so far exactly what you describe as the ideal, and something I never thought I would find prior to discovering your work. At this point, maybe 3.5 years ago, after my now ex-wife asked for a divorce. Well, as I often say, even if you think I'm totally full of shit, if you apply what's in the book, you'll get better results than you were getting on your own. She is, as you say, stuck to me like a sucker fish and wants sex maybe even more than me, so it's a minimum of one time every time we see each other. We're an hour apart, and we both have kids who live with us part of the time, but we've made all that work pretty well and see each other 3 to 4 times a week. During kid weeks, our custody schedules match 100%, and more than that on the off weeks. So, I'm just proceeding with your teachings and re-listening to 3% Man about twice a year on top of my initial 15-ish or so reads. Thanks for all you do and keep up the great work. Well, Bob, congratulations to you and your lady and your new relationship and all the success you're having. It sounds pretty easy and effortless. And it just looks like you've been a really good student. You took it seriously. You took participating in your own rescue seriously. You spent the time with the book. And so far, everything looks like you got a normal girl there. And things are progressing. So hopefully down the road, as things continue to progress, you'll send us another update so we can share with the audience how things are going now, today, and in the future. So if you got a question or a challenge and you want to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com. Click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website and book a coaching session with yours truly. And if you haven't already signed up for our paying exclusive members only content in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify, or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there. And on our website, you can do a 7-day free trial to check out what content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan at the end of the 7-day free trial, you get a 25% discount for paying the year's premium up front. So go there now, understandingrelationships.com, click the plans tab, and sign up for a 7-day free trial. Of course, there's YouTube or Spotify. YouTube is great for binge watching videos. So is Spotify, but Spotify works really great if you're going to be driving around and you just want to listen to the audio and videos, because with the paywall on YouTube, if your screen goes to sleep when you're playing a members video, the members video will stop playing. It doesn't do that with free videos. It just does it with the ones that are behind the paywall. It's, I don't know if you call that a bug or whatever, but that's just the way it works. And you don't have that problem with Spotify. So if you really appreciate the work, I'd say subscribe to all 3 places, because the website is great when you got time to really sit down and concentrate, watch the video, read the email analysis that goes along with the video newsletter, plus you got the books on the website. And so ideally, I think it's best for people to consume the content on the website on a desktop or a laptop computer, but I know like 70% of the people that are on the website are using a mobile device anyways. Me personally, when I'm taking time to study or be a student or listen to an audiobook that I'm really into, I usually have it on my laptop so I can look at things. I usually have the Kindle along with it so I can see the words being spoken as they're being read. That's just the most effective way to concentrate on the material and learn it and take it all in. So again, understandingrelationships.com, click the plans tab. When you get there, obviously there's no live stream today because it's 4th of July, everybody's traveling. But we will return to our normal live stream schedule next week, which will be 2 to 4 p.m. on Thursdays and 1 to 3 p.m. on Fridays. That's Eastern Standard Time Zone, same time zone as Miami and New York. So if you got questions that you want to ask myself, Chunky, and the girls, show up in the live stream and drop them in the chat. Do a super chat, and we'll get your questions answered. So until next time, we'll talk to you soon.